security guards had followed them at every step, but they were used to that, of course. She had sung at a couple of bars around Kossuth Square with Roma Drom, her uncle Melchior's band, but she had never been this far up the hills. This was her first solo performance. No wonder her mother was proud. It was unusual, to be sure, for her to be allowed out on her own, to sing for strangers without Melchior or any other male relative there to chaperone her. But her parents had arranged it, so she was sure it would be all right, and she would not be completely alone. Apu, father, had promised her that a couple of Melchior's musicians would be there to accompany her. She looked herself up and down, pleased at what she saw. She was wearing her best outfit, a long black and silver skirt with a flower pattern, a plain black blouse, and a black and silver shawl over her shoulders, silver earrings with black gemstones. She glanced at her skirt, patted it smooth. The photographer that morning had said she looked beautiful. She had never been in a photographer's studio before and could not wait to see the pictures. If any man bothered her, she would swing her skirt over him, make him mahrime, unclean. That was one of the greatest shames in gypsy culture. She frowned for a moment. Did mahrime work with gadgis, non-gypsies? She was not sure, but even if it didn't, her brothers and cousins would deal with anyone who caused trouble. And she had big plans for the future, beyond singing. Hungary was a free country now. The old ways were changing, and not just for the gadgis. So far, only 2 people knew of her dream to be a teacher, her mother and her favorite cousin. The problem would be her father, she knew, but even he, she was sure, could be persuaded. She savoured the moment, the air and the quiet, and quickly looked herself up and down before she went inside. A touch of mascara highlighted her eyes, the colour of emeralds, he had once told her. She blushed at the memory, pulled the shawl tighter for comfort, wishing he was there. But he had promised to take her for ice cream again, to celebrate once she was back. There would be so much to talk about. A bird trilled somewhere nearby, as if to approve. She shivered for a moment, from excitement perhaps, and also because the breeze was picking up and the air was starting to cool. The party she could see through the windows was in full swing. It looked very fancy. There were waiters and waitresses moving back and forth in black trousers and grey blouses, holding trays of drinks and snacks, and all the guests looked so elegant. One of the windows opened and a young couple stepped out. The sound of jazz drifted out into the summer evening. He was handsome, in his early 20s, looked almost familiar. She had seen him on television a couple of times, she remembered, talking about something or other. Her father had switched the TV off when he'd found her watching it, muttering about lying gadgy politicians. The woman, his girlfriend, she guessed as they were holding hands, was younger, a very pretty blonde wearing a black dress that would get the wrong kind of attention on József Street. The music ended, and there was scattered applause, which meant it must be a live band. For a moment she frowned. Melchior's musicians did not play jazz. Never mind, she told herself. They were probably having a drink and a cigarette somewhere, waiting for her. She would make it work, whoever she was singing with. Her real worry was how would she fit in at such a posh place, with such a posh crowd? Would they look down on her, the gypsy girl from József Town? Perhaps they would point and mutter, even snigger. She didn't care. She was used to that, and worse. And none of them, she knew, could sing like she could. With a voice that could soar like an eagle, whisper like a lover, and stop dead every conversation in the room. She touched her hair once more for luck, lifted the heavy door knocker, and rapped it twice. Chapter 1. Los Elios Street, 6 a.m., Thursday the 10th of September, 2015. The dead man was on his knees in the centre of the bed, naked and still bent at the waist, his backside